Hello, and welcome back. There was a guy right here on YouTube. I wish I would have gotten his name because I'm real big on giving credit where credit is due. I failed because that's kind of what I excel at. Anywho, he had a video on kind of like a dangerous people, situational awareness, and you know, the dimly lit parking garage, and you hear people behind you. His video really focused around dangerous situations or dangerous people, and it was a good video. The trouble with that is it was mostly limited to fisticuffs, and in the world in which we now live, those will be the least of our problems. So I would like to take my list and add it to his list. Fisticuffs is just one way of dealing with problems. It's kind of an antiquated way. I think it's one of the best ways, but here's my list of dangerous people in no uncertain order until we get to the end. First off on my list, but not number one, like I said, no certain order. A highly motivated bureaucrat. These people are dangerous. They can run you out of your home. They can make it so difficult to live that it just becomes overwhelming, because usually it's an office, it's a series of people. There's no one person to focus your energy on, and you got living to do. They have all the time and all the resources in the world at their disposal. And if you piss them off, they have the means and the time to come after you and make your life incredibly difficult. Levies and taxes and fines and fees and filings. You're just trying to live. You're just the average schmo. You don't know how these processes work. You don't know about going down and filing interjectory documents and all costs, everything. They just can impose this really burdensome mess on your life. And in essence, you haven't probably done anything wrong, like where it would actually harm another person. You've just made the wrong person mad, and they got a stick up their ear, and now they're coming for you. And those, in my estimation, can be a dangerous type of people. Next thing I would add to his list is beautiful women. A beautiful woman can do a lot of damage. Just ask around. It wasn't that long ago in somewhat major news. It should have been major news. It should have been blared from the mountaintops. But of course it wasn't, because the media failings are just... Anyway, this guy was selling classified United States military secrets to, I believe it was a Chinese spy, and because they were having a little relationship. Well, she's just doing a job. He's spilling the beans. Love. Even more dangerous than a beautiful woman is a highly intelligent, beautiful woman, because she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's saying, and she can manipulate things and motivate things and get information that you wouldn't ordinarily or otherwise give forth. Why would you? But people love to talk about themselves, and they're going to impress this really beautiful woman with all their connections, all their inside knowledge, their financial standing. They're going to impress her. They're going to make an impression. You can bet your bottom dollar on that, and she might take the last of the bottom dollars, because she knows what she's doing, and she has an age-old, time-tested means of getting him. You want to talk about danger? Add a beautiful woman in the mix. You want to really amp it up? Pick a highly intelligent, beautiful woman. It's just my take. Next on our list, we'll have HR. And HR is so dastardly in my estimation that it's going to get its own video. I'm still getting to it. It's on the list. HR, human resources, they used to call us the personnel department. I remember specifically in the mid-90s, I worked at a factory for a little bit. 3 shifts. It ran almost 365. There was one guy that did all of the personnel department. Now it's this whole team, primarily made up of women, and they can make your life really difficult. I mean, before we even get into the actual job, just the hiring process. Let's play a game. If you were an elephant and you're standing in a pink forest. How would you feel if a brown rhinoceros came? I'm not an elephant. They could, just to get in the door, they have so many hoops. They just invent this nonsense and crap. That's just getting started. Once you're there, if you want to see firsthand the danger of the HR department, have an investigation opened, in your name or however that works, against you. I don't know. I've never had one against me, but I've seen it done to others and the damage it can do. And they put the stress on these investors because you need your job in theory. I mean, most people do because they got bills to pay. And HR is picking and prying. Well, on September 22nd of last year, I don't remember what I had for breakfast 3 days ago. You want me to remember a specific time on a specific year, the specific conversation that I had with Sally at the printer. But they want to justify their position, I guess. That can be a very dangerous situation that you find yourself in. And again, it's usually not just one person to focus on. It's a department. There's some dangerous people. Lastly, for the sake of this video, some of the most dangerous people that you will encounter, you may encounter, you're probably going to encounter, you can encounter them right now. And those are mentally unstable people. Now, it used to be, years past, it's just the slang. They call them crazy people. You gotta watch out for Tom. He's crazy, man. And maybe our fictitious Tom here, he was just a nut. And it might get to the point that was so bad that he could take somebody out. And he might feel bad about it for 30 minutes or something, or 5 minutes, and think, man, maybe I should have done that. But he was so off in the head that after that, he just forgot about it and be like, hey, Fruit Loops. And the whole thing, there's this mental disconnect. Nowadays, you've got that amped up to 50. And these mentally unstable people eating pills for this, and they're eating pills for that. And to compound this, the medical industry, you go to any doctor and say, oh, I've been feeling sad, a natural human emotion. Everything can't be lightning, rainbows, in springtime 24/7, and it shouldn't be. But you go to a doctor, and if that doctor turns you down and says, maybe get out and do some exercise, maybe go for a walk. Are you sleeping enough? How's things going for you? Or any kind of investigation, or drilling down, or what's going on in life. A lot of them just write a script. And if you can't get a script from the first one, you just pick another doctor and go to them. If you go to enough of them, somebody will write you a script. Here's some psychotropic medicine. Eat these pills. And all of a sudden, them eyebrows perk up and things are looking pretty good. Artificially. And the eyes get wide and you start seeing the whites of the eyes on the top. Things are looking pretty good. Yeah, it's not so bad. All the time, every waking moment of your life, it's great. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And every one of these medications will say in the fine print, do not stop this medication without first consulting your doctor. And your doctor's going to put you on this step down, just like they ramp you up oftentimes. They have a ramp down. Nobody ever investigates that because you never get off of the pills. That's the point, is to sell pills. But if they did, they'd ramp you down and gradually bring you back to your quote-unquote normal state of being. Where some moments maybe are sad, and maybe sometimes you're not, feeling the best about things. You maybe got a little bit of a down outlook about things. This is normal life. But apparently that's too much for us to bear anymore. We got to be feeling great all the time, 24/7. Even when we're asleep, we're feeling great. We're having nice dreams about good things. These mentally unstable people, what's going to happen if all of a sudden the pills, 80+% of which come from a Chinese pill factory, our now sworn enemy that would just keep poking What's going to happen if them pills shut off? What's going to happen here on October 1st when the shipping strike hits? And they're striking. They want more money. All these imports, and all of a sudden they're not available, whether that's temporarily or perhaps somewhat permanent. What's going to happen then? What's going to happen if you can't get your pills to make everything just roses and rainbows and lightnings and springtime? What's going to happen to the psyche of these people? What's going to happen to society at large? You can sit and watch an hour-long video. There's a million, I don't know how many of them, bunches and bunches right here on YouTube of people just flipping their lid because the wait at the counter at the fast food restaurant is too long, and I got pickles, and I didn't order pickles. And all of a sudden, I don't feel so lightning, rainbows, and springtime about it, but I got the high eyebrows, and my eyes are dilated, and by God, where is my order? What is going to happen when that becomes the norm? You want to talk about dangerous people because they're not in their right minds. They have been medically altered. The trouble with that is the trouble in that. Those are the dangerous people on my list that you're going to be facing. And the last one should probably be first on the list. We're going to start seeing it. You're already seeing it. If you go out in public, you're seeing it. And it ain't looking good. If you got any to add to this list, get the jazz hands. I don't know how to do that. It's jazz thumbs these people got. Put it in the comments section. I always read those. They're interesting to me. I thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. And I will see you next time.